Hello everybody, welcome to another video. Alright, so today we are going to be doing some strength training with the band and the hand weights. So that's what we're going to focus on today. Keep in mind, of course, as always, that I have lots of other videos for cardio, stretching, chair yoga, meditation, all of those. So please feel free to check some of those out. There's lots and lots of content out there that you can use throughout your week for your exercise. But today we're just going to focus on our strength training. Now this is going to be chair based. We're going to do some seated, some standing. So as always, make sure that you have your space clear of any clutter or tripping hazards. Make sure that you have a nice sturdy chair that's not going to move on you. No wheels, no arms preferably. That's going to be nice and safe for you. Make sure that you have your water so that you stay hydrated before, during, and after your workout. Of course, work at your own level. If you need to slow down, modify, or take a break, please feel free to do that. And finally, I'm doing socks today because I'm on carpet, but if you need to have sturdy athletic shoes on, please go ahead and take the time to do that before you begin. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so just a couple of quick stretches to begin with. We're not going to go through our full quota of stretches, but we're just going to stretch the back out a little bit before we begin here. So a reach and a lean to one side, and a reach and a lean to other side. I hope everybody's having a good day when you're watching this. Feeling good, staying safe. When I'm recording this, it is the last day of February. Spring is on the way. All right, go ahead and just roll those shoulders front to back. And then relax the shoulders down and move side to side. And the music I have on, it looks like it's going to have some commercials popping up now and then. So just please excuse any moments that I have to skip through those. All right, and then finally we're just going to stretch the legs to the front and reach the hands down. And of course, as always, if you're watching this on YouTube, I would really love it if you go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, like and comment. And then if you are, and there's the first commercial. If you're watching on my Facebook page, again, please like the page. If you enjoy the video, like the video, comment, all that good stuff. It does help more people to get to see the video. So, all right, let's go ahead and get you going with your band. So, for your band, you can use what you have available. If you have one of these, it's the tube band with the handles, and depending on the brand, this particular brand, green is a light, red is a medium, blue or purple is a heavy, but it might vary depending on what brand you have. So what you want to look for is the thickness of the band. Now, if you have one of the physical therapy bands, that's one of the wide, flat ones with no handles on it, that is not necessarily true as far as the colors. So you may have to refer back to what they told you when you bought the band or the packaging that came with the band. But just use whatever you have. The nice thing about the band is that you can shorten or lengthen it accordingly. Okay, so even if you don't have the perfect resistance band, we can still make adjustments to it to make it work for you. So let's go ahead and begin with some lower back. Now again, if you need to have those shoes on, this will help with when we have the band underneath the feet. So I know that you can't completely see my feet, but you want to have the band secured underneath your arches. This is very important that you have it under your arches, your toes stay down, your heels stay down. That way, as we pull on the band, it's not going to pop off and snap you in the nose or snap you on the back of the legs. So go ahead and shorten it up. If you have handles, you can grab handles in an extra loop. Otherwise, just grab down close to your feet. Again, make sure toes stay down and heels stay down, and we'll start with that lower back. Make sure your ends of your band are even, so you have the same amount of length on each side. Get a good grip on it. Keep those feet down, and we're using the lower back to lean out. Now again, the tendency as you lean back is going to be to want to lift those toes up. So make sure that you're not doing that because you really don't want to get snapped with the band. It's a little uncomfortable. It's happened. All All right, so you'll notice I'm keeping my back flat. I'm not rounding at the upper back or shoulders. As I come forward, you can just slightly retract those shoulder blades, neutral neck position. Keep your nice good posture here and focus on those lower back muscles, working to move your body. You're gonna have a little bit of abs in there too, and that's great. Make sure that you're breathing through it, all right? Generally, we exhale on the exertion, inhale on the release, but do whatever works for you just to keep breathing evenly. All right, let's just do one more of these. Great job. All right, so let's go ahead and keep our halfway forward leaning position, and we'll move into the upper back row. So you can adjust your hands as you need to. If you need a little bit more slack, give yourself that. Keep the toes down, the heels down, and we're rowing and releasing. So I want you to think about the muscles of the upper back being your primary movers here. What happens a lot with rows is people will feel it, and that's ROWS. People will often feel it just in the arms and shoulders. And because we can't see the muscles of our upper back without a mirror or two, you need to try to do the mind-muscle connection to get the most out of the upper back exercises. So you want to picture those big muscles on your upper back. You want to bring your elbows up and your shoulder blades in towards each other. That way you're moving those large lats and rhomboids for this one, okay? And again, you can adjust your tension on your band. If you need it harder, go ahead and grab down closer to your feet. If you need it easier, give yourself some more slack, all right? Keep breathing through it again. And again, focusing on those upper back muscles. Don't worry, the arms and shoulders are still gonna get a workout in there. And thank you all again for your patience in the lack of production lately with my family situation. I'll just be getting them out when I can, but it's likely not going to be as frequent as it used to be for a while. So just to let you know that. All right, very good job. That is it for that one. So let's go ahead and move into our lower body, outer thighs. So for this one, we're gonna cross over those handles. We're gonna be doing the alternating side steps. So you still have, move my hand weights out of the way. You still have the feet on the band. You still have it secured under your arches. And we're gonna do a knee lift and tap out, and then tap in. So alternating sides. So you want to step out as wide as you can without having to scoot around in your chair. You want to think about the outer part of the glute and the outer thigh working here. So instead of leading with the foot, this is what I see people do a lot. They'll lead with the foot, but you actually want to be leading with the upper thigh. So if you think about the muscle that you want to work, you're going to get much more out of the exercise because you're going to be working the intended muscle group. And we don't want to just go through the motions. Good. One more. Great job. All right, so we're going to keep this band crossed. I'm going to give you a seated or standing version on the next two. So we're going to do a shoulder, an upright row, and then our bicep curls. So you can do both of these either seated or standing. So go ahead and stay seated if you want to. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see me for the standing. So again, it is secured still under your arches. I still have the handles crossed. I'm still making the X. Again, you can stay seated with this one. It works just fine either way. All right, so we're going to pull up. Now the key on this one, we're working on the shoulders, but you want to go wide. And that is because we don't want to do any kind of impingement on the rotator cuff muscles. And you might notice I'm not going up real high. You're not going to need to. Again, if you think about the muscles you're working, which in this case is the outer deltoid, the outer part of the shoulders. And if you think of using those muscles to work, and at the same time, relax your neck, relax your jaw, engage your abs slightly, and make sure that you are breathing. It's very important that we are breathing. Sometimes we'll concentrate so hard that we forget to breathe. All right, I've got another commercial here I need to clear out in just a moment. Keep going, keep going. There we go. All right. I was going to go with the commercial-free YouTube, but they really just want too much per month. I think it's crazy how much. So I'll just live with the commercials. Last one. Very good. All right. So go ahead and uncross. We're going to do our bicep curls. Again, this one can be done seated or standing. If you're standing, I'm going to add the squat option on this one. So let's start with just the bicep part of it. So if you're seated, you're doing the bicep part of it. You have the elbows tucked in by the sides. You have the palms up. And you want to get as much range of motion as you can. Now, to make this one harder, move your feet further apart. If it's too hard, move your feet closer together. Now, for standing people, as you come down, we're going to add that squat. And as always, when we squat, we're going to sit back in the heels, engage the glutes on the way up, and make sure that those knees are not dropping in towards each other. So check your form. Breathing. So nice tall torso. We don't want to hinge too far forward in our squat. Good. Just one more. Great work. All right. Go ahead and take that band off. So let's do one more of the seated or standing option, and that is just putting the coat on, taking the coat off. So this is a range of motion exercise for your shoulders. If your shoulders will not allow this much range of motion, you can just do a circle right in front of your body instead of going behind the head. Let's go the other way. Again, same thing. This is range of motion. Put the coat on, take the coat off, but if you need to modify and just keep the band in front of your body, just make sure that you are not wrapping it around your neck, of course. We don't want that. All right, so let's go ahead and come back to the chair, and we're going to do one more with the band. We are going to do a combination of our chest punch and our abs. So go ahead and hydrate if you haven't yet. This time we are going to be putting, actually I have two more for you. So we're going to be putting this one behind the back. So about the middle of the back here, and for this one we are going to keep it under the arms. I know sometimes when we do chest press we go over the arms. This particular one, we're just going to come under the arms. Now we are adding our sit-up to it. So you're going to sit up very tall to start with, lengthen your spine, pull that belly button in, engage the abs, lean back, and punch forward. So that narrower hand position, we're going to get a little bit more tricep here. Anytime we go with a press or a push-up and we do a narrower hand position, we get extra bonus tricep work here as well as the pectorals. So you're doing a lean back and then a punch forward. This is part one. Make sure you're breathing, keeping the spine nice and lengthened. Good. Breathe through it. One more. All right, so next part, we're going to keep our good posture, but we're going to do an alternating punch with a knee lift. So to start this one, we're just going to lean back and hold. So you're engaging those abdominals, and we're going to rotate opposite arm, punching across. So now we have the option to add the knee lift. If this feels like a bit too much for you, just omit that knee lift and do the lean back and the punch across. So you can modify it to your own level, but you do want to get as much rotation as you're able to, because now we are working on the waistline as well. Keep breathing through it. So even though you have those abs engaged, keep breathing through it. Good. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so last thing with the band, I promise. Go ahead and bring it around to the front, and we're going to do our rotator cuff. This is external rotation. So you're going to shorten up your band. You're going to have like an extra length of band here, depending on, doesn't matter if you have the flat band or the tube band. You're going to bring the hands a little bit closer together. Let's get past this commercial. All right. So elbows tucked in by your sides. Again, external rotation. So what that means is you're not going to lift your arms away from your body. Your upper arms are going to stay locked in here. So if that was a bit too much and you needed to lift your arms, give yourself some more slack. All right, so we're going from inside to outside. Palms are up. And this is working those small supporting muscles in the shoulders. Although you may feel it in the arms as well. It's totally normal. Good, just 2 more. All right, great job. Let's go ahead and put that band aside. Grab a quick drink of water and your hand weights. So second part with the hand weights. Now again, if you don't have any manufactured hand weights and you need to use soup cans, water bottles, some sort of jug or pet food, kitty litter, anything that's heavy, that will work, whatever's the appropriate amount of weight. These are kind of nice because you've got the cushy handle or the little bit of coating on there, but you can use whatever you have available. So let's go ahead and start with some triceps for this one. So I know that we did a little bit of triceps with our chest press, but we're gonna go ahead and continue that on a bit more. So a halfway lean forward and elbows behind you to start. So for this one, we are gonna stabilize the shoulders and only move at the elbows. You're going to completely extend the arms. The triceps are the 3 muscles on the back of the arm, and their job is to extend your arm from a bent to a straight position. So that's what we're doing. We want to completely extend. Make sure that we're not moving at the shoulders at all. We don't need any shoulder assist on that, although we are going to be doing a shoulder exercise next. Good, full extension out. And then if you have different weight options available to you, you can grab a different one if you feel like you want more or less weight for any particular exercise. Last one. All right, so from this position, we're going to be working on the shoulders again. We're going to have the palms in towards the body, and we're going to fly them out to the sides. So you're going to keep that halfway forward leaning position. I'm going to speed up this tempo just a little bit to take the pause out. Now you want to think of pushing those weights away from your body. Instead of lifting, push them away from your body. That way, you keep the upper trapezius out of it, you keep the neck relaxed, and then of course, remember to breathe. Still important. Good, one more just like that. We're gonna go directly into a front raise without a break. So come all the way up, sit up tall. We're gonna go right into that, lifting up to shoulder height or just slightly higher than shoulder height. Now you'll notice that I don't pause at the bottom, and the mistake a lot of people make, because this can be a more challenging exercise, is they'll do 1 rep and then take a second or 2 break in between each rep, and you're allowing the muscles to relax in between. So our goal is time under tension for the muscle. So you want to keep it going so we keep that tension on the muscle. That way we get the most out of our exercise. We're not just counting reps here, we're working that muscle for a certain period of time. Very good, last one. All right, so let's do some wrist curls next. So we're gonna lean forward, rest the elbows on the legs, and starting with the palms up. So I know some of you have grip issues or weakness in the hands, the wrists, the forearms. So we're just gonna do a few of these. Now, the forearm muscles, of course, are smaller muscles, so you may need to use a little bit lighter weight, but just do the best that you can with it. Now we're gonna go end to end here for a moment. And then we're gonna do palms down. So up and down. This one's gonna feel significantly harder than the palms up. You've got less muscle on the top of the forearms. Good, 2 more. All right, let's go ahead and do another ab one. So we've got both of our weights here. Shoulders are relaxed down, starting with the weights in close to the chest. We're just gonna lean back. Now this time we're gonna do the rotation with the leg lift, but I'm gonna give you the option to extend the leg out. If you want a little bit more challenge, you could extend the leg. If you prefer to just do it with a knee lift, you can do that as well. And then Your other option is to begin moving those arms away from your body. So the further away those hands are from your body and the straighter you extend the legs, the more challenging it's going to be. We're right back into that lever arm principle. And then final option is to go high in an arcing motion. And again, work at the correct level for yourself. That's a good challenge, but not impossible. Make sure that you're leaning back, you're still breathing. Good. Just one more. Great job on those seated ab exercises. All right, let's grab a quick drink of water and then we're going to do our quadricep leg lifts. I'm going to do a little bit of a hybrid here. We're going to move back in the chair. Go ahead and rest both your weights on one leg if they're light. If they're kind of heavy and you want to do just one weight, that is fine too. So we're going to do a combination of the straight leg lift and then the bent knee lift. So I'm alternating these. Now, the difference is they are both working on the quadricep. The bent knee lift is going to do a little bit more for the hip flexor, which is above the thigh. But we don't want to do the hip flexor at the exclusion of the quadriceps. So, last one. Good job. You might have felt that already. Go ahead and switch to the other leg. So we are working the quadricep right above the knee, but now we're also working up higher on the thigh as well. So again, I'm doing that alternating. One straight leg, one bent knee. Good. All quadricep. Little bit of hip flexor there. Let's do one more of each. Great job. Okay, one weight on each leg, and we are just doing our heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. One more. All right, now heels in and out, heels in and out, and then toes in and out. Let's go as quick as you can on this one. Now we're going to alternate heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes. Two more, a little brain challenge. All right, so go ahead and put one of those weights down. We are going to come up to standing and do a little bit more for the lower body and balance. All right, so I'm going to come up and stand to the side of the chair here. So, of course, you always have your chair there for balance support, or you can stand next to a dresser, a counter, or a wall if you prefer to. All right, so we're just going to start with resting that weight gently against the outside of the upper leg, and we are just working on that outer glute, outer thigh again. Good. Nice. So, thinking about those muscles that are working again. Outer glute, outer thigh, nice and slow and steady lift. One more. Now go ahead and just lift that leg behind you. I'm just going to keep that weight right where it is. So we're squeezing the glute as we lift that leg behind. A little bit of glute and hamstring here. Squeeze it. Make sure that you're not just swinging the leg. You're actively engaging those muscles. Good, just two more. Nice. All right, little bit of balance here. We are just standing on that inside leg. If you can, let go of the chair. Option to press and hold your weight up. That is up to you. This is one of our balance challenges. And then option for advanced balance challenge if you want to close both of your eyes. That's going to make it significantly harder, so if you need to open your eyes or you need to grab your chair, please do that at any point. All right, let's switch sides. I'm going to keep the weight, but I'm going to switch it over to the other side. Again, we have that chair there for balance. I'm going to rest it against the outside of the leg, shift my weight to the inside leg, and we're slowly lifting and lowering, working on that outer thigh and outer glute. Now you might be saying, what about the inner thigh? We are going to get to that soon. We are going to do some sumo squats behind the chair. So we'll make sure that you get that lower body workout in there too. If you feel balanced enough, you can let go of your chair. Good. 2 more. All right, I am going to go ahead and switch to the one going to the rear. So that is the glute and the hamstring. You will notice that I have just a very slight knee bend, but it's not a hamstring curl. We're initiating that movement from the gluteus maximus. If your balance is okay, you don't have to use your chair for support. You can challenge your balance here. Torso is up tall and we're breathing. Good. All right, let's do our balance challenge here. So we're going to just keep standing on that inside leg. If you can, let go of the chair. Option to add the overhead press to it. Body is lengthened. And then if you're feeling like you want that super challenge, go ahead and close the eyes. Open them at any point if you need to. Grab the chair if you need it. And let's rest. All right, good job. So again, keep in mind I have videos dedicated partially or completely to balance, so please feel free to check some of those out for more balance exercises. But I want to finish with our sumo squat with a front raise. So you still have your hand weight. We're going to go out to a wide foot position here and turn the toes out slightly. So body up nice and tall. We're going to go into our squat. Lift that weight up overhead if your shoulders will allow you to. If not, work in your own comfortable range of motion. Good. So this one is focusing on the inner thighs because of the wide stance, but we still want to engage the glutes. Keep the weight in the heels so that we don't topple forward and we don't put too much stress on the knees. But you might find that you can get more range of motion on your squat with the wider stance. Good, just one more. Nice job. All right, go ahead and put your weight down. Let's do our downward dog stretch here. So let's finish off with a couple of stretches. Most of you know that have seen my other videos, this is my favorite stretch. So grab a hold of your chair, make sure that it's secured, it's not going to move on you. Take a great big step back with both feet, and then you're going to press those hips back behind you. So this is a modification of downward dog, down on the mat. Try to bring your ears alongside your arms and lengthen your back. Press your tailbone towards the wall behind you. And feel that stretch in your shoulders, your back, your hips, your hamstrings, and your calves. And then very slowly, come back up. Make sure that you're not getting dizzy here. So just very slowly coming up. All right, let's come around to our chair. I want to use the chair to help us stretch. Okay, so we're going to move a little bit forward in the chair. Take a hold of the back lower part of the chair. So wherever you want to grab it, and then you're going to actively rotate those shoulders back. Slightly arch your back, lift your chest up, lift your chin up. So we're opening through the chest and the shoulders. Great job. Release that out and just nice and loose again, side to side. And then roll the shoulders front to back. Again, please check out some of the stretching flexibility videos. Make sure that you get all those different components throughout your week. So the cardio, the strength training, the balance, the stretching, the meditation, those are all really important things that don't need to be done every day, but just need to be incorporated somewhere into your exercise schedule. All right, it is time for our final stretch. So sit up tall, inhale, reach up, exhale, open out, once more, inhale, and exhale. Awesome job, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your ongoing support. It has been almost a year, if you can believe it, since the initial shutdown, lockdown, and since I started making these YouTube videos. Never thought that would happen, but I'm really glad I have that resource for everybody to exercise at home. So again, I will keep making them as I have time available. I am dealing with my family situation, so it's going to be more infrequent, but you know, we have a lot of videos available. I have a lot of videos available for you, so go check out anything that you're interested in. Watch them as many times as you want. And again, thank you for your support. Please do like, subscribe, and follow, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.